if you could tell me from your knowledge, what was the significance, right, of Tupac hanging out with Haitian Jack? What significance do you see Tupac hanging out with Haitian Jack, and how did that benefit Tupac?
There's a lot to unpack with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a simple answer.
Right.
One thing I would say is that what Pac saw in Jack was this guy who made money in the street. He was respected in the street. He had a reputation, and he had pull, you know. And most of the time, he had more money than Pac. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Pac just saw this guy that he thought was someone that can probably give him some game. Pac was always trying to increase his game. You know what I'm saying? Get his game up. You feel me? And he probably thought Jack would be that person that can give him the game that he was seeking, you know. But just like a whole lot of us, just like all of us, me, you know what I'm saying? We look for certain things in the wrong places all the time, and shit is within us the whole fucking time, and we don't never see it.
Right.
We deny that it's in us. We don't even want to believe that it's already in us.
Mm-hmm.
So we seek it somewhere else.
Right.
And I think Pac suffered from that same delusion.
Right.
As I did.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I suffer from the same delusion.
Right.
And a lot of us do.
Right.
You know? And remind you, I'm going to preference this one more time. Pac was 22, 23 years old.
Yes.
When I was 22, 23 years old, I was a strung out dope fiend.
Mm-hmm.
I was a hustler. I was a money dude. Nobody knew I was a dope fiend, but I was.
Right.
I was sick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was mentally sick, immature,
mm-hmm.
egotistical, fearful, scared to death.
Right.
Man, yo, why not him having those same issues?
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? But navigating through it differently than I did.
Right.
You dig?
And the reason why I asked that question, because a lot of people had kind of made the judgment that Tupac was somehow hanging out with Haitian Jack for street credibility, not really knowing that when Tupac and Jack had kind of linked up, that Tupac had already had the situation in Atlanta. So he was certified.
He was already certified.
Yeah, he was certified.
Yo,
it wasn't, yeah.
Listen, when they used to go through Brooklyn, the dreads, like the gangsters, when the thugs in New York saw Pac,
mm-hmm.
it was like they saw Jesus, dude.
Right.
I swear, they'd be like, Pac. And they be they thugged out. You
mm-hmm.
know they probably just did some work somewhere, and now they in front of us.
Right.
Their hands are dirty. I can smell the blood around them.
Right.
You dig?
Right.
They done did some work, and now they're around us, and they like treating this dude with like all type of love and admiration because yeah, he's certified.
Okay.
But like I said, you know, we don't see what's in us that other people see.
Right.
And we go seeking what other people see in us, in other people.
That validation.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I think that's one of the how I will put Pac and Jack's relationship in context.
Right.
That's one of the.
So Pac was kind of like seeking validation. In a certain kind of way.
In a certain kind of way.
Right. Because Jack had credibility.
Right.
Yeah.
But Jack had the credibility that I think Pac was seeking, because Pac was always he always appreciated the street legend,
mm-hmm.
right? The street dude.
Right, street dude, right.
He always had a certain type of awe for that type of person. A person that, you know, was able to handle their business in the street. Yeah, I think he was, you know, and he saw that in Jack. You know what I'm saying? I think that was something that he was attached to.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But like I said, like you said, so eloquently, he didn't realize that he already had the validation.
Right. Because I think Tupac was, like you said, that other level. It was incomprehensible to a lot of people. Right. Because we've never, even until this day, we haven't seen another artist like him.
Never seen another. And like, I heard a lot of people say, and I concur with them, that Pac always like would dumb himself down.
Right.
To be able to reach certain people that he wanted to reach.
Right.
Pac was far ahead of them in a lot of areas, right? But he would dumb himself down just so he can mingle around them, or he can he can assimilate
Right. Assimilate. Absolutely.
with who he was around.
Right.
It was like a chameleon. Like wherever environment he's in,
Right.
he would be able to assimilate in that environment. And I think Pac was like that. But, I don't, I look at it from another point of view too. I just look at that part of his life as a growing experience that he had to go through. He
Right.
had to learn and grow through that experience.
As we all do.
As we all do, right? But that was just his.
Absolutely.
He had to learn and grow through that, to get to where he got to.
Mm-hmm.
I wish Pac, man, one of my biggest things in life, man, that I just got over, the trauma of it, was dealing with the fact that he was ambushed twice and I wasn't there when I was supposed to be there, right? He was ambushed twice and I was supposed to be there.
In 2 years.
In 2 years.
Yeah.
And I was in jail both times.
Wow.
And that was very traumatic for me. It took me a long time to first come to grips with it and then try to do something about it so that I couldn't be sick and stricken by it anymore.
Absolutely.
Handicapped by it,
Right.
I had to go through therapy. I had to get therapy for it. But imagine, living the life that he was living at that age and not having the opportunity to grow through it.
Right.
To get to the other side.
Right.
To go through the transformation.
Right.
To experience the journey and the process. And then be able to share that journey and process with someone else who's going through the same thing.
Right.
Right.
But I think he did. I think he did his music.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important part about that.